This episode of The Answer is Yes Baja Sessions is brought to you by Baja Bound Insurance Services. Driving to Mexico? You can buy and print out your Mexican auto insurance policy online in minutes with their easy-to-use website. They also have great travel information to help you plan your trip south of the border. Visit bajabound.com, the easiest way to get Mexican auto insurance.
Hello and welcome this week to the Baja Sessions. This is the Answer is Yes podcast feed, but we're talking about Baja today. And we're right around the corner from Christmas time. So I know if you are traveling south with family and friends, it's a great time to be down there. The weather's good. And because I've got a few people in this world that I associate with Baja on a regular basis, sometimes we have to circle back to those guys. So I have called Ryan Thomas, who's on the line right now. Ryan, you said you're checking out the sunset, or what's going on with you?
Oh, yeah, sitting at the airport here in East County, San Diego, watching planes land and a beautiful pink and blue sunset happening right in front of me.
I love that. You know, Southern California does have some of the greatest sunsets and sunrises. Part of my favorite part of the day, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely a fan of seeing the sun come up in the morning.
Yeah.
100%. Try to do that every morning, actually.
So you came to mind because I keep seeing these videos pop up for BFG, and I know that is all your undertaking there. What's the deal with these videos? I've watched them, and they're great, and I'm sure a lot of the people that listen to the show appreciate what they're watching there. But what was the deal with the project and you guys pushing those out?
Well, first off, it's certainly not all my undertaking. I've got a crew of people that are intimately involved with all of this, and it's coworkers and other people in the industry as well. So I got to thank everybody that's helped be a part of this. And I got to thank BF Goodrich for giving the green light. This is a story that I know has been told in short clips throughout the years because it is kind of extraordinary when you think of all the things that BF Goodrich Tires does in Baja, beyond just build amazing tires that have won more Baja 1000s than any other tire manufacturer, actually than all other tire manufacturers combined. So yeah, like I said, it's a story that has been touched on throughout the years, and I saw a perfect opportunity to tie in with their campaign right now, which is "What are you building for?" And I said, hey, why don't we ask ourselves that same question, or why don't we answer that question? Since we're asking our customers that question, why don't we tell them what we build for? And Baja is one of those things. And it is, like I've said, way beyond just tires. It's, watch the videos, Building for Baja, on the BF Goodrich YouTube channel. We talk about the legendary pit service that BF Goodrich has become known for racing in Baja. The amazing logistical and support pit books that we make that have, every access road that's possible to get to the race course from a highway, for the most part, is in that book with detailed instructions on how to find it. And then the radio relay service that we offer as well, where we put people up. We used to have people up in airplanes. Back when I was racing. Nowadays we put them on mountaintops, and they're relaying with VHF radio and mobile satellite push-to-talk radios back and forth between the BF Goodrich pits and then other relays, plus racers and race teams looking for information. So it's really a big, quite an offering when you think, again, it's a tire company. I always laugh thinking that a bean counter somewhere must be wondering, like, we're spending money on what? We make tires, and why do we have this and that? And, so anyways, yeah, you asked, I answered.
Yeah.
It's been a cool thing to be a part of. Like I said, I raced on BF Goodrich tires for about a decade, every single year in Tire Series, Score, and HDRA, and always used, I was a part of the BF Goodrich family from the very beginning, and to get to experience it as a racer, experience it, literally working in support of some of the stuff, and now getting to tell the story through video is really an honor.
Well, you just said a whole bunch of stuff that I've got questions and comments about. because, I'm thinking about our listeners, and we have probably 50% of our listeners are off-road racing type fans and or racers, team owners. And then the other 50% love Baja or wind down in Baja or aspire to go down there. And I think you just provided a whole wealth of information. So I'm going to click them off and we can talk about them. So first and foremost, the videos that you have created with your team for BF Goodrich Tires. And by the way, how great that there's a manufacturer here in the U.S. that's making a product specifically for Baja. I just love hearing that, from your mouth and from the manufacturer standpoint. Like, there's not a lot of people that make something as specific as that, right?
Yeah, it's got a literally a home on a map of the globe. There's a company that makes a product specifically for that location, and that's Baja.
Yeah,
it's part of the DNA of the company and the brand. And fortunately, at the company I work for, Jackson Motorsports Group, we get to partner with them, not partner, but work with them, work for them to help represent them in different ways. In that arena. So that's, again, I work for them and produce the videos for BF Goodrich as a client. Just want to clarify that.
Yeah, no, thanks. Okay, so that's cool enough in itself. So now you've got 3 separate videos out there, and I realize that they're race related, but visually there's a lot of content in there that showcases what Baja is all about, from the dirt roads to the people to the food to the sights, the sounds, etc. So I watch those videos, and I'm excited just to go down to Baja, whether there's a race or not. It's just cool to see the scenery that you guys have included in those stories of each one of those videos.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you think about it, with whether it's a 1,000-mile race course or a 500-mile race course, that race course is traversing through a lot of the most beautiful places on the peninsula. So, you don't need to be into racing to be into watching the videos. That's for sure. And like you said, it's a place, a location that is, to me, is far more than just a place on a map. It represents a lot of different things. And anytime there's any kind of news or information about the Baja Peninsula, if you're a lover of Baja, you're interested in that kind of stuff. So regardless of what the topic is, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a lover of Baja.
Yeah, me too. Me too, man. Well, the other interesting thing that you said is about these maps and access points and different roads. I would imagine if the average person got a hold of those maps, they could probably find their way around there pretty good.
Yeah, it's funny, and there's, I guess, to a degree, it's not something that we're advocating for, because BF Goodrich provides that information for people that for free, by the way, for people that choose to race on their tires. And they certainly, they're not going to go to great lengths to keep other people from having the information that could ultimately end up in the hands of somebody that's racing on another tire.
Yeah.
But there's a line in the second episode of the video series towards the end that says, "Don't be surprised if you see a crusty Baja Explorer with one of these maps in the middle of nowhere." And the irony is that one of those crusty Baja Explorers will probably be me someday. I've saved all the BF Goodrich maps, and whether it's me or somebody else, you're right. It's a tremendous tool that is useful for navigating the peninsula, especially when the GPS isn't working right, which so many people are accustomed to that today. They forget there's other ways to navigate. But the BFG book, you can use literally the odometer on your car or a compass and find your way to these different locations with that map.
Well, I'm going to give you 2 selfless plugs here, because I think it's awesome, the companies that you work for and with. The first one is, you guys do have an incredible tire, and if you're thinking about traveling down to Baja in your own vehicle, tire protection is very important, that you've got the right equipment on your vehicle. Check out the BFG tires. Make sure that you're well equipped all the way from the rubber to what's under your hood. You should properly maintain your motor and make sure you have all the things that you need and spare water and food and all that stuff, especially if you're going to hit the dirt roads. But you will see more often than not, most of the vehicles down there that are off-road have BFGs on them because that has been a staple in Baja for so long. So, Ryan, there's a selfless plug for you guys because I know what you guys mean to people down in Baja.
Well, thanks. Obviously appreciate that one.
Yeah. Well, and by the way, the second thing, this is for the racers that are listening because I wasn't really aware until I watched the videos and really paid attention the magnitude in which BFG supports its racers. And like you mentioned a minute ago, if you're racing on BFG tires because you purchased them and you're part of that family, you can take advantage of all those services, like you said, the maps and the pits and all those things. So if you're a driver or a team owner listening to this show, I would highly recommend you not only watch the videos, but look into the offerings from BFG because I've been doing this for 12 years now, and I was not aware the magnitude of support that BFG offers. And I know that might sound silly to a lot of you veterans out there, but not everybody knows that amount of detailed information. So, Ryan, thanks for your company for providing all that.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy to be a part of it, and it's always an exciting adventure. Something new around every corner for sure.
Well, listen, the reason why I called you, not only because you keep popping up with these videos and all my social media feeds and everything, I think they're awesome, but I know that you're very like-minded, and this is that time of year where you're swamped with friends, family, holiday, shopping, wrapping up the year with business and everything. And all I can think about is getting back down to Baja. And I just thought I would share my misery with you and give you a call and just ask you, do you have any Baja trips planned? Or have you been down there recently? What's going on? Or what can we talk about here? Because I'm missing Baja.
Yeah, I'm right along there with you. I've been back in the United States since the Baja 1000. I haven't been down there since then. And I can't... For close to a decade, Christmas was on the sand in San Jose Del Cabo, just down the hill from my house. And I got to tell you, there's probably never been Christmas that are Christmases that are better than being on the beach in Cabo. So yeah, I'm missing that for sure. I love being here in San Diego with family and friends, but it was nice when they all came down and visited us during the holidays as well. So I'm with you. Let's go. I'm ready.
Well, Ryan, anywhere. Right? Anywhere south of the border. Ryan, let's talk about Christmas down in Baja for a second because, Christmas is right around the corner. And I know that maybe this year it's too late for somebody to plan a last-minute trip to go down there for Christmas. But what is it like in Baja during the Christmas holiday season? What's the celebrations look like down there? Is it like what we experience here in the U.S.? And if somebody was going to go down, what would you suggest they do for Christmas down there?
Well, unless you're independently wealthy, I would say if you're going to go down to Baja during Christmas time, plan on camping so that you're not paying the crazy increased rates at the hotels and airfare and so on. December is the high season. Basically, Thanksgiving and Christmas are the big holiday weeks, and everything is extremely expensive or inflated during those time periods. And there's a lot of people because, let's face it, it's beautiful during that time. And it's not in a lot of places in other areas in the United States. So it is the busy season, and there's lots going on from a festive standpoint with the town as well. The Mexicans love that time period, and most companies have posada, which is like the end of the year Christmas party, and lots of fun stuff associated with that. There's a cake too. I'm trying to remember the name of the cake that goes along with that. But lots of cool little twists to what an American may be used to with the holiday, the Christmas holiday. Always fun to learn those things when you're hanging around down there too.
Yeah, and I know from a business standpoint that a lot of the businesses close down here in the next few days, and they're closed till the new year, right?
Well, nothing that's catering to the tourist industry. Absolutely not.
Yeah, of course.
That's go time for sure. In fact, I can remember some of our biggest days of business were Christmas Eve. yeah, we had that's a busy time period for sure.
Yeah.
And businesses are not closing; they're staying open.
Yeah,
They will open 24 hours if they can.
I guess I'm thinking more about my the wineries that we do business with from the production standpoint. Everybody's off. Now the wineries are open.
Oh yeah.
Wineries are open for tastings, but in terms of traditional business and stuff like that, which means more people are out and about doing the things that they love to do. By the way, I think that cake that you're referring to is one of those round cakes. I think they call them a